What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your licensed real estate market expert here in Charlotte. And today we're going to talk about the best places to live in Charlotte for first-time home buyers. Now, I specifically wanted to make this video because home buyers right now are struggling essentially the most. If you looked at the last market report, our median price point right now is $395,000, with our average being just over $510,000. So when I created this list, I wanted to cover a couple different things. Number one being location. Things to do, good driving distance to uptown, good driving distance to the airport, and just all around livability. The second thing is affordability. All of these zip codes that we go over, you're going to be able to find newer homes and or new construction within a good price point. And with that, all of these locations are seeing a ton of growth, and a lot of these smaller pockets and areas that didn't used to be so great are now starting to get revitalized. The reason I say that is because some of these zip codes are really big and some of them have pockets that aren't the nicest, but they're starting to go through that transition. So along with location, along with the affordability factor in these areas, I also see good appreciation in the coming years. So if you're a first-time home buyer or even just a buyer out in Charlotte and you need a guideline, you need somebody to guide you, make a blueprint for you and or help you with your home search, you guys always know you can call, text, or email me anytime. All my contact information is right here and it's also linked down below. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first zip code I have on the list is 28215. This zip code is East Charlotte. It's a big zip code and it essentially starts just outside of Noda and it extends past 485. So in regards to location, you have things like Noda, which is our art district. A ton of people go there, breweries, restaurants. It's just a really cool place to hang out. And not to mention you have the university area as well. If you're a college student, this zip code is going to be a great one for you. Not to mention everything else that the university area provides in regards to things to do. So depending on where you are in this zip code, because again, it is a big zip code, you're anywhere from a 15 to 30 minute drive to Center City, Uptown Charlotte, a 20 to 40 minute drive to the airport. Once you visit 28215, you're going to see a lot of established neighborhoods and you're also going to see those new construction houses. And you're also going to see a lot of the townhouses popping up in the area. But for commuting purposes, with you being so close to Uptown and with a portion of the zip code being on the outskirts of 485, if you work in Concord, Matthews, Mint Hill, Ballantyne, commuting with having that 485 access is super easy and just all around a great location. Not to mention along that 485 corridor, I'm seeing a ton of new apartment complexes going up, shopping plazas being built, restaurants being built. So that general area is going through a big transformation because of its location. Now, in regards to the single family homes, the median price point for a single family home in this zip code is $382,000, with the average being $392,000. Now, in regards to townhomes, which I think are a great option for first-time home buyers or anybody that just doesn't want maintenance. You guys know this. I lived in a townhome for a very long time. Recently, we got moved into this single family home. And we do a lot of yard work when we don't need to. A lot of yard work and a lot of cleaning. Great thing about townhouses is the maintenance is covered, so you can enjoy your weekends and not worry about additional chores. So in regards to the townhomes, the median and the average are around $370,000, and for the most part, that's going to be for newer construction, so less things to worry about now and in the future. So you can see that the prices of the townhomes are very similar to the single family homes. A lot of the single family homes under $400,000 in this area might be a little bit older, built in the 90s and early 2000s, but the townhomes tend to be newer construction. And if you wanted to, if you had a budget of about $500,000 or so, you can buy a nice, big 2,500 square foot home in that area for around $500,000. So when it comes to pricing, when it comes to location, it's proximity to Uptown, to the airport, to Noda, to university, easy highway access. 28215 should definitely be on your radar. Moving on to the next area, Mount Holly. Zip code is 28120. And in my opinion, Mount Holly is one of the most underrated areas in and around Charlotte. It has so much to give. I really wanted to put Belmont on this area, but when you compare Belmont and Mount Holly, Belmont prices are a lot higher. So if you just go a little bit north from Belmont, you'll see Mount Holly, where you have affordable housing and a great location. It's bordering Catawba River, so if you're into kayaking, boating, jet skiing, you have those amenities nearby. There's a ton of condos and even townhouses that are right there on the water, and I'm actually going to be selling one here in the next month, so reach out to me now if you want some additional details in regards to that. You're bordering 485 and 85, so commuting to uptown Charlotte is only going to take you about 20 to 25 minutes, and the airport is only about 10 to 15 minutes. Because Mount Holly is somewhat of an older area, it does have that historic charm, but with that you have the downtown Mount Holly area where they do concerts, there's breweries, there's restaurants, they have all these different events, and because you're located along the Catawba River, you have these different parks where you have volleyball, you have disc golf, the kayaking and all that stuff, paired with the Whitewater Center being so close. In regards to affordability, again, I think this is one of the most underrated areas, and pairing all these things, everything that Mount Holly has to offer, the affordability is still great. Now, don't get me wrong, you can get up to $1 million+ in the Mount Holly area, but if you're looking for a starter home, a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home, affordability is one of the key factors for Mount Holly. The median price for a single family home in the Mount Holly area is $385,000, with the average being $412,000. In regards to a townhome, the median and average is roughly about $290,000. A majority of those might be a little bit older, but this area has a ton of development happening in it because of everything that we just talked about, but also the lake access. And Belmont is a nice area as well, but it's more expensive. So just like with anything else, typically when you have a really expensive area, things start to expand outward. And in that regard, I think Mount Holly, in regards to appreciation and getting in now, what we're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to be happy you bet on Mount Holly. Now, moving on to the third area that you should definitely consider, and I know you guys have heard me talk about this area before, it is none other than Huntersville, 28078, which is just north of Charlotte, right in the middle of 77. So this area for me, I have a little bit of sentimental value, I guess. When I was working as a paramedic, I had so many of my colleagues, when I told them I was looking for a house, Sasa, go to Huntersville. Huntersville has a lot of young professionals. There's a bunch of shops. It's not too far from work. It's a great area. You can find newer houses. That's essentially when I first discovered Huntersville. And obviously, as I've been in real estate just over 7 years now, I've helped a ton of people move to the area, so I know it really well. Huntersville offers you a ton of convenience because you have Lake Norman just a little bit further north, and you are not landlocked at all. So if you're somebody that wants to own a boat, and again, like Mount Holly, have the kayaks, the paddle boards, have those parks along the lake over there, Huntersville offers that for you. Not to mention it has Birkdale Village, which is one of its kind of main attractions over there. And they just recently announced a phase 2 expanding Birkdale Village. So they're going to have even more things going on in the area. Shopping, dining, restaurants, not to mention all of the different events that they have. They actually have a Kentucky Derby thing going on where they're going to have cocktails. You can bet on horse racing. They have like an Easter egg hunt coming up for kids. There's always something going on in that Birkdale Village area. Concerts, movies at the park, and things like that. Not only is it good for young couples, it's really good for young families, and it's a place where you can stay and raise a family where you don't really need to move anytime soon because of all the things that Huntersville provides for you. Location-wise, again, Huntersville is a really big area, so depending on where you're located, it's anywhere from a 20 to 40 minute drive to Center City, Uptown Charlotte, and roughly about a 20 to 30 minute drive to the airport. And one of the biggest things in regards to a pro in regards to Huntersville is because of the way that it has been expanding, they have a ton of newer homes. Don't get me wrong, you can find the houses built before 1980, in the 1990s, and even in the 50s if that's what you're looking for. But for the most part, a lot of the houses in Huntersville are going to be built late 90s and early 2000s, all the way up until new construction now. And some of the really cool neighborhoods like Monteith Park and things like that, they give you that southern charm that people are looking for when they move to the south. They have the beautiful houses with the big porches. They're baby blue in color, yellow, all these different colors. It just makes it feel a lot more cozier and a lot warmer. Now with that, the median price point in Huntersville for a single family home is going to be $585,000, with the average being $668,000. We'll get back to that in a second. In regards to townhomes, the median price point is $400,000, with the average being around $406,000. Now, because Huntersville has houses that are a lot higher than that, in $1 million plus, depending on exactly where you're located and square footage and things like that, it brings up the rest of the values. But again, first time home buyer, if you're looking for a starting home, a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home with 16 to 1,800 square feet, you can find that in one of these really nice neighborhoods in that high 400 range, and even below, depending on what you're looking for in a home. You also have a ton of great options in regards to townhouses under that $400,000 mark. Huntersville is easily one of my favorite areas in the Charlotte area because of the wide range of things that it provides, and again, the affordability in regards to housing. Now, I did mention they're starting to build that phase 2 on Birkdale Village. Who knows what's going to happen? The city needs to pass all these ordinances, and there is a good amount of traffic in the area, so I know some people might be up in arms. But all in all, Huntersville provides so much for what you can get. And in regards to location-wise and future appreciation, definitely take a look at Huntersville if it suits all of your other needs. So far we went to East Charlotte, we went to West Charlotte, we went to North Charlotte, now we're going to South Charlotte. And I'm talking about none other than Indian Trail. Zip code is 28079. Indian Trail is located and essentially split down the middle by 74, located just outside of Matthews. And this is one of my favorite areas. Now, I will say, in regards to Indian Trail, there isn't kind of like a main attraction in the area. They have a bunch of new shopping centers being built to accommodate grocery stores, restaurants, and things like that. But as opposed to like a Mount Holly or a Huntersville or even like a Matthews, there's really no downtown meeting area. For the most part, if you're looking to go out, the closest is probably going to be downtown Matthews, which depending on where you are is only a 10 to 15-minute drive. But the great thing about the Indian Trail area is the communities themselves. Two of my favorites are Bonterra and Brandon Oaks. These are master plan communities, and once you're living in them, it feels like you're in your own little bubble. They have walk-in trails, they have tennis courts, they have pools, a couple of them even have shops in the local area. So once you live in those communities, to be honest with you, having something that's walking distance or like a downtown area doesn't mean much, because most of Charlotte anyway, you're going to be driving. But those two communities I mentioned, along with a couple others, have a ton of amenities where you don't feel like you're missing out on anything at all. In regards to drive time, you're looking at anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes to Center City, Uptown Charlotte. And because you're located off of 74 and Highway 485, the airport's only going to be a 20 to 30 minute drive. Believe it or not, I helped a couple pilots move to this area. Family friendly, and the location to the airport isn't much. In regards to pricing, the median price point for single family in the Indian Trail area is $458,000, with the average being just under $490,000. In regards to the townhomes, the median is going to be around $335,000, with the average being $359,000. And very similar to Huntersville, you're gonna find a majority of the houses are gonna be built in the late 90s and early 2000s. If you're looking for a newer construction home, even something that's maybe 5 to 7 years old, you can find something like that that's 2,500 plus square feet in that $500,000 range. If you're looking for something smaller or something built in the early 2000s, you can find a really nice home in the Indian Trail area in that 4 to 450 range. And yes, you can definitely find it lower, but we're talking about move-in ready for now. If you're okay with doing a little bit of work, you can find a single family home under that $400,000 price point. And the way Charlotte and all of these other areas have been growing, there's no lack of that in Indian Trail. They just built the new Atrium Health over in that area. You have the bypass, and you're seeing a ton of new construction popping up in the area, even with big apartment complexes ranging from 2 to 500 units. With that influx of people and with those additional units, you're gonna see more shopping, restaurants, and dining, and things to do, places to go to in the area in the coming years. So if you're interested in appreciation like all these other areas, Indian Trail is gonna provide that for you. Now heading back over to West Charlotte, 28214 zip code, which borders Mount Holly on the Catawba River. It borders Mount Holly on the west and Mountain Island Lake on the north, and 485 runs right through this area for easy highway access. In regards to location, it provides a lot of the same things that Mount Holly does, because you have the Catawba River, you also have Mountain Island Lake in the area, and this is the actual zip code that the Whitewater Center is housed in. Whitewater Center is one of the biggest attractions that we have here in Charlotte, and it is a really cool place to hang out. Mountain biking, hiking, walking trails, whitewater rafting, mountain climbing. They have zip lines, so many activities, concerts, not to mention my favorite thing is the new dog park they built. Absolutely amazing. Bring your dog there. You got a bunch of crazy dogs diving off of the dock into the little pond river area over there. You can get beer, you can get ice cream for your dog. Whitewater Center is just one of the best attractions in and around the Charlotte area. With being just outside of West Charlotte, you're seeing a lot of activity taking place in the area. Commute time to Center City, Uptown Charlotte is only going to be a 15 to 20 minute drive, and you're also bordering the airport, so you're looking at anywhere from a 5 to 15 minute drive depending on where you are. Now, the big thing about West Charlotte that you're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years and that you're seeing right now is the expansion. You're seeing a lot of cranes, you're seeing a lot of communities being built, and among them is going to be the River District. The River District is one of the most anticipated master plan communities coming to Charlotte, and it's going to revitalize the West Charlotte area. They're going to have a 70-acre downtown area. You're going to have commercial, you're going to have retail, they have like a 2-acre farm that they plan on doing there where you can go and buy items from the farm fresh. And this is going to bring a lot more activity to the area. And this might be one of the best areas in Charlotte in regards to future appreciation. So all of these areas that we mentioned have location, they have that future appreciation. There's a lot of activity already happening in those areas. And most of all, they have the affordability. They all have some amazing tucked away neighborhoods that are truly hidden gems, but you really wouldn't know about them unless you knew where to look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any questions you have in regards to any of these areas, any other zip codes or neighborhoods in and around the Charlotte area, you can always call, text, or email me anytime. I'd love to make a blueprint for you and help you in that home buying process and help getting you in one of these areas and or one of the other amazing areas that we have here in Charlotte. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.